Alright guys, I'm going to show y'all an easy update for your home. Replacing your door trim. This is a very beginner-friendly project. The only tools you really need is something to pry off the old trim, a chop saw or a miter saw, and a brad nailer. You start by scoring the caulk line on the inside and the outside of your old trim. And then you take something to pry it off with and a hammer. Here I'm using a little multi-tool and a miniature pry bar. Once it's all removed, you got to go back and remove any nails that remain in the wall or the trim. And then I like to use a flat razor like this to scrape off the old caulk that's sticking up. Now, when cutting down your new trim, you're going to want to measure the left and the right side both separately because look, this is the difference between the left and right for mine. One of them is about 1/8 of an inch difference. This could be the floor or the trim just not being level. And then you may have to remove your baseboards to cut those down to size if your new trim is wider than your old trim. You can also use an oscillating tool instead of taking your trim off. And here I'm adding my new trim. I used to add it like this, all separate pieces, but now I put the 1x2s and the 1x4 together before I put it up. The sides are 1x3s and the top is a 1x4 sandwiched in between two 1x2s. And then I got it all painted. I have my walls colored Alabaster by Sherwin-Williams, and I have all my trim Accessible Beige by Sherwin-Williams. I like the way this pops more than painting the wall and the trim white. And then I got brave and decided to paint my front door. Apparently this is really controversial. But don't worry, it's not your house, so it'll be fine. The store is falling apart anyways. The outside trim, because of the afternoon sun, is just like baking the trim right off. So one day I'm going to replace it. I started by using the 123 primer to prime the door, and then I painted the rest Accessible Beige by Sherwin-Williams. Now this front room right here is my husband's man cave, and it doesn't match the rest of my house, so I decided to add a static cling window film that I found on Amazon. This is made to look like reeded glass, and it's beautiful and super easy to put on. You just install it with water. Now I can close these French doors, and the room is closed off from the rest of the house. For the links to any of the tools I've used here or this window film, just check the description.